Ta-da! I just was like, didn't even know what it looked like. I'm like, oh, I washed my hair last night, everyone, before I went to bed. Woohoo! I did blow dry it. Look, I just watched Sean Becker this morning, and he's like, I posted it in my community section. Not people don't really look at that a lot though, often, but and I'm like, yeah. What was my point? I'm like, yeah, Sean, it's bullshit. Nobody wants to hear nothing. They don't want to hear nothing, and then they get really. That's I think people get when you say carnivore or meat based, or they get like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And he's like, well, look, that's like, just because he is like one strictly doesn't mean he thinks that everybody isn't going to be nibbling a little bit of this and that. And he's like, yeah, if you're 90%, 80%, you fall off a little bit, and you go back to meat, but it's fine. Everybody acts like he's like this militant psycho. He's just like, nah, man, I do it because if I put carbs in my mouth, I can't control them. He's telling us that he has a great difficulty. He has a self-discipline problem. Can you imagine that? In that area. In that area. And he sees that all avoidance of carbs has been his only way to reasonably and comfortably continue on his journey. And the fact that he found, through his research and through his experience, that he didn't need them. All right, now, how full of parasites is he? I don't know. Lise, what do you think? Is this guy full of parasites? I don't know. I got no idea. There's no telling if he's implementing protocols that we don't know about that he may not talk about because he would be thrown off. I mean, he'd be canceled completely because there's things you can't, like, I doubt if he, I'm not saying I think this guy's blowing ozone up his ass every day, but maybe he is. We're trying to. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We've been forgetting for like, oh my God, we haven't used our ozone in a few days. It's okay, Len. We're getting our shit together so well. So today we should get our iron results from our blood, and not just the iron blood results, but the anemia panel. We'll see the panel in with the little things. They checked more than the iron level in the blood, because that's not necessarily what we need to know. We need to know how much iron is being absorbed into our systems. I'm way more concerned about Lenny, but I wouldn't be surprised if mine was on a touch on a, because of the coffee, and not because I drink it all day or anything, but because it's been consistently throughout the years, even if it was 1 cup a day. That's just a chip. That shit piles up. We want to think it doesn't. It's only 1 cup. It's only one. It's 50 years. You know, I'm sorry, Karen. Like, you can knock on people's heads and they're just like, you're so. I'm not leaving myself out of the equation. I'm talking to me too. Anyway, I got up at 5. I'm like, well, it was 5:30. I said, Lenny, I said 48 hours. It was 46 hours. I'm like, I gotta have that coffee. It's 46 hours since I had that cup of coffee. I wouldn't say it was my only vice. I'm still smoking ganja. But look at me. I mean, what if I quit smoking and what I look like? I was 35 years old in 3 months. Probably not. I wrecked my skin being plant-based. My skin fell out. It became tissue paper without the the animal fats and the proteins, whatever else. And now I'm like sucking collagen down like it's the. Anyway, it is what it is. You gotta replace that shit if you can. But hallelujah, I think I heard Lenny pounding his hand in the sink. Maybe he slept last night. Oh, after they bloodlet him, he's like, God, I'll probably pay if I'm anemic. I mean, I won't be able to do without that little vial of blood, right? He's like, let's go home and eat a steak. We ate 4 steaks apiece yesterday. Well, they're not huge steaks. They're tenderloins. But anyway, filling up on that red meat. So, everybody relax, man. It's okay. I mean, if you want to live on salad, I did it. I turned out I looked like a trans man who was ready to completely transition. I mean, who thought they had already transitioned? I needed more tea. I didn't quite have the mustache in, but I'm serious. It took my femininity away from me to not have the animal fats. I mean, and the main reason I moved away from animal products years ago was because I had multiple miscarriages, and I was told, which was the truth, that there was foreign estrogen that was being pumped into the animals to make them fatter, faster, give more milk, blah, 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 so they could make more money off of them. I'm eating it and causing this imbalance to where I could not carry a baby. And they were right about that part, but they didn't tell me how to fix it. Well, then I found out later, you got on progesterone cream, carried my son to term, and did a whole lot of turning around that way. It was a long, winding journey. What I was doing was throwing gasoline on one side and water on the other. Like, I'd be like, I'm drinking alcohol, but I'm doing coffee enemas on the other side, so it's like detoxing my liver. Like, girlfriend knows how to get that shit done, okay? Like, now I can drink more than ever. Like when I realized what the coffee enemas could do. Oh, anyway, thank God for them, because all these, even though I went in circles and I went up and down, it's still, all those protocols and all those supplements and shit saved my life while I was trying to figure out that I just needed meat, even if it was tainted with estrogen. I know, but I'm working on that. If we get our liver health up, it can deal with extra shit, extra complications, extra toxins. But at this point, we're so overloaded that I'm still having hot flashes, but not nearly what I was having before. I like having maybe 10 or 10 a day instead of 10 in 30 minutes. I mean, that's huge. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let's go, YouTube. Let's go. It's been over 5 minutes. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I won't hold you long, which is what Nikki's. I gotta hold you long on this. Lanikia says when she reviews soap operas. Anyway, I love Lanikia because you don't have to watch the soap. If you just watch her review and you just crack up. She's like, I don't know, child. What's gonna happen next? All right, General Hospital. We're gonna go with it. I'm like, I know, girl. Right? What are they trying to sell? Like, give us this sudden death video game released on Thursday. Like, what? And then they said something else yesterday. I was like, what? I forgot what it was. I'm just like, or maybe it was Days of Our Lives, because often they do it too. They'll do it all the time. They do it. I'm like, I'm watching. I'm like looking at these soaps like, what are you going to say now? What did they just say? Lenny, did you hear that? I'm like, he's like, I don't want to hear this shit. I don't have time for this. I got to plant those plants in the woods that are coming in the mail. I'm like, he ordered me. He's got mail. Plants coming in boxes. Live plants are all beat up and shit. We're unpacking. I'm going, God, we save these babies. And he's like, we don't know anything about plants, but we're like going to try to save these ferns, you know. But first, we got to go to physical therapy and tell them how they don't know about what they're doing, because they had Lenny doing bridges yesterday. Bridges with what? Without correcting his hips. We're going to show him today. We're going to go, look, let Lenny do some bridges. All right, let him do this postural correction maneuver for 1 minute, 2 minutes, jump back on a table, and show you that he can do bridges better after that. Now, listen up, physical therapist. Yeah, I know you just got out of school and all, but listen. You got to get with these techniques and understand we got to change his brain. You can't just be like, well, Lenny was weak. Lenny was not weak, okay? Ain't not about... He told Lenny, squeeze my arms in. Lenny said, burp, out broke the dude's arms. He was like... he was like, oh. He said, then the guy had a whole shit ton of respect for him, which was good. So, okay. You know, he's got a new guy. He's got a guy who wears a mask. That's why I'm like, look, if this guy's wearing a mask, that's when I say to Mike, look, Mike, I can, this guy might be the coolest dude in the world, but if he's wearing a mask, how's he going to know about postural restoration if he doesn't even understand how the body works? If he thinks he needs a mask, then maybe he doesn't understand what's going on here. I mean, he might be educated as fuck, but, you know, he's got a mask on. So Lenny says the guy goes to do the bridges to demonstrate, and he told Lenny all these little positions like, make sure your shoulders are back and flat on the day. And Lenny says, your shoulders aren't flat. And the guy said to God, Church, your shoulders are flat. Now, this is the guy that's going to teach Lenny how to fix himself. I'm like, look, it's okay, though. We just got started. He only had his first day. So today's the second day. Let's get fucking real, Mike. We ain't got time for this shit. And then I also found out that the assistant that's helping me is from like 2 or 3 miles from Glen Burnie. He's from Pasadena. Well, I'm from Glen Burnie, so we're like 2 miles. I'm like, and then we were like, boom, fist bump. And I'm like, look, we're like having a family reunion in our little town away from home. And he's like, okay, cool. Now, because at first I thought he's thinking, man, this chick is like, whatever, she's all alive. But then he saw me like 3 times and he's like, he decided he liked me. And I decided I liked him too, because he was a little standoffish at first, like, they're young, you know, they're really young. And I'm just like, come on, you guys. In fact, the guy helping me reminds me of my son with short hair. Had he not been, I don't know, violated mentally, I don't know. He reminds me of my son. His look, his body dimensions, just the way that he's holding on to that carb fat, just like that extra 10 pounds. I'm thinking, dude, if you went carnivore, holy shit, son. And take those fucking foot caskets off. Every last one of you. They're laughing at me more. What are you doing with them foot caskets on? They're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, look, I'm going to get them on it, man. They're all going to be on LEMS. By Christmas, they'll be in LEMS. All right. I love you all with a passion you cannot possibly understand. Thanks for the attention. She's an attention-seeking. Oh! That's Karen. I mean, look at her daughter. What the fuck is wrong with this family?